live.
Yeah.
I'll leave you there. I'm going to go and set up.
Hey, mate. Evening, everybody. Hope you've had a good week. It's been a strange old week this week. Weather's been pretty good. If it just today was awful. What a downpour this morning. If you can hear me and see me, could you just pop something in the chat, please, so I can see it? I have got comments up, so I should be able to see you in there today. But yeah, it's been a bit of a funny week this week. It's, I don't know, different. I hope you've all had a good week anyway. I still can't see anybody. He says I can't go into the comments. So I go into the comments and I can't see anybody being in there. But hopefully I'm live and talking to you and you can hear me. I'm sure you can. No, had some really vivid dreams this week. And remembering and writing them down. So it's been that sort of week. Don't know if anybody else has done the same this week. Hi, Jane. Hope you can see me. Must be here in a minute. Just shooting off sort of something got up in his mention. Hello, Maz and Jay. Hope you're all right. Still eating that tambourine in your head, Joe? That was brilliant, mate. Absolutely brilliant. Hi, Kim. Hope you're all right. Hope you got your blindfold ready. Woo-hoo. Hello, Marie. Hello, Louisa. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Stephanie. Hope you're all doing good. Good, thanks, Lisa. That's good. Yeah, what a washout this morning. But it's look at the evening now. But no, it's been a good week, in all honesty. Strange in some places, but not too bad. Got some good guests joining us tonight. They're on they're called Paranormal Road trip, I believe. Kie and Jodie. So look forward to seeing them tonight.
Right.
Later on, and here's Russ now joining us. I can actually see the comments. I've said hello to everybody that's on there at the moment, mate.
Evening, everybody.
Apart from Louisa Jane, I didn't see that one. So hello, Louisa Jane. I think I said hello to Marie. Yeah, I'm sure.
Right, let's just load a few things up and then we shall go domino to everybody live in the chat. Oh, I better turn that off because that won't stop going otherwise, will it? Sound on to vibrate. Let's click on that. That'll give us feedback. Right, let's go, guys. Here we go.
Hi, Jane.
Right, ready?
I'm already, mate.
Hello there, guys, and welcome to the EGH Paranormal Talk Show on Pulse Talk Radio. I've got loads of emails coming through. Welcome, one and all, to the Essex Ghost Hunters Paranormal Talk Show, live and exclusive on Pulse Talk Radio. It's Friday, the 20th of May, and it's getting, at the end of the day, you know what? You know, I can't do any other thing, but the feedback is going to be bad because we can't do it. It is Simon's birthday on Sunday, so he's 72 on Sunday. So, everybody, please can we wish Simon a mega happy birthday for Sunday? because we won't get it otherwise, because I'll forget next week. So Simon, happy birthday for this Sunday coming.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
All right. So, thank you. Welcome. And you can say, Simon is with us. Welcome along.
Cheers, mate.
Welcome along. We are just trying to get some emails sent out to us. For some strange reason, I have got absolutely no sound on my microphone at the moment, but I am hopeful everyone can hear me.
Thanks, Lisa.
So I think we're saying everything should be okay.
Thank you.
Well, happy 21st birthday.
Thanks, Julie.
Crawler, Julie. Crawler. Thank you for everybody that's joined us in the chat. I can see a lot of names. We've got Jane Cook, Marianne Dixon, Marie Robson, Alan Dick Rose, Louisa Jane, Lisa Clark, Stephanie Coulson, Joanna Alcon, Julie Ray, Jim, welcome along. There's Jim. Jim is from the Reptile Hut at the same place, White Elm Garden Centre.
Jim.
We have
Jim.
got where we are.
So
If you've got any bug or reptile food or vivariums, or you're looking for a snake, or you're looking for any sort of reptile or bug, please, honestly, pop down, come and see us at White Elm Garden Centre, then pop over to see Jim in the Reptile Hut, and he'll sort you out big time. All right, so a wonderful, wonderful bunch over there as well. Welcome to the show, Jim, and I suppose Natalie will be on at some point if she ain't already on, because we need to talk her into buying some more Dybbuk boxes that will be turning up this week at some point. Welcome, Heidi, to the show. Thank you. So, Mr. Cardy, how has our week been?
Yeah, it's been good, actually. It's a bit of a washout this morning, but yeah, it was good. Seems to be... I've had very vivid dreams this week, and I've remembered them. Not scary, they've been pretty okay, but remembered them in detail this week. So, been writing them down. So yeah.
Do you have a theory for this? Because you're not the only one that feels like they're having vivid dreams at the moment. Do you feel that this is something going on?
I don't know, because the week, probably for the past fortnight before this week, I wasn't getting many dreams at all, or that I could remember. Whereas I'm normally I always remember what I dream, but these are vivid and these are in detail. Yesterday I was watching a cricket match.
Hey?
Yeah. And they were disturbing the cricket match.
Who? What you was?
No, people that come in said you can't watch a cricket match. I said, of course you can watch a cricket match. It was really, really weird. And then I had to go and save a girl, and then I had an out-of-body experience in my dream. So it was really, really strange.
Now that is strange. A
It is
cricket match.
very strange, mate. And I was sitting in somebody's front room. Can't even tell you where I was.
Sitting in someone's front room.
Yeah. Watching cricket. That's how it all started. Really, honestly.
I told you, Natalie would be in the house. Natalie, has them Dybbuk boxes turned up yet?
Has Natalie really bought a Dybbuk box?
No. No, we wouldn't do that. Just to let you know,
Chris has got a doll.
Huh?
Big Chris has bought a haunted doll.
Oh, Natalie has started something around a haunted doll. We'll be in a couple of years' time. We'll be going around to see everybody to collect these haunted dolls.
I tell you what, we will.
You know, Jim will be it. No, got 3 dolls now. When are you going to bring them in, Natalie? I want to see these dolls. Bring them in tomorrow. Well, I'm not. She ain't put them in to see me yet. Maybe you.
You'll scare them, though.
Huh? Well,
You
these
must
ones are
scare
not
'em.
evil like yours. These
One of them
ones-
is. I guarantee one of them's not right.
Well, I'd like to see these dolls. So, look, Big Chris is here as well. Big Chris.
There he is.
Big Chris is in the house. Welcome along. So tomorrow, the dolls are coming in tomorrow. I might take a couple of pictures. We might even. I tell you what I do. If Natalie's up for this, why don't we do at some point tomorrow a little live?
Yeah.
A little live.
Yeah.
A little live with the dolls. See what we get.
Yeah, we could do actually.
How about that, Natalie? A little live with the dolls tomorrow at some point. If you're up for it, give us a hell yeah. Bring them in and we go live.
I think Chris should bring his one in because apparently it's changing the TV channels.
Yeah, but perhaps it's because, Chris, you're watching crap. So, tomorrow, if we can, so we will try our best to do a little live at some point. If we do it through the day, we'll get Natalie, we'll get everybody who's got a haunted doll at the shop, and we'll go live at some point. All right. So everybody in the chat today, you want to come and see these haunted dolls, come in and see us, or we'll go live at some point. All right. You can find us at White Elm Garden Centre in Bickacre.
Tell you what, Russ. Why don't you bring the married couple in?
Oh my God!
That might stir it up, mightn't it?
Yeah, but then I don't. They are pure evil.
Well, bring them in.
Yeah, but
Spread
then I
the
don't
love.
jinx anything. I don't want to drink anything.
Well, no, we put them in. Well, Chris's cabin's still empty at the moment, so we can put them over there.
Poor Chris. Poor Chris. But no, we will be. We just before we even start to get into our sort of pre-chat, we will be having some fantastic guests joining us around about 8:30. We'll be joined by Kie and Jodie from the Paranormal Road Trip. They've just started their YouTube channel up. So we will try to see what's made them do the trip, made them to start documenting their journeys. I know if you've been following them on YouTube that they have had a little bit of trouble within their house. So that's what sort of sparked them to get going. So it's really interesting to sort of get another team's perspective. So we look forward to speaking to Kie and Jodie later on, because I think it's I do think they are following an actual logistic map as well. I think there is an old map somewhere that they're following of myths and legends around.
Sort of myths and legends map. It'd be interesting to see what it's got Essex, Suffolk and Kent down this way, actually, when they come on.
Yeah.
So that'd be interesting.
They are. Hold on, bear with me a minute. They will be. They're going to sort of talk us through why. I hope that coming from the Surrey area, we're not too far away from each other, to be fair, and it'll be
that based.
Yeah, Surrey.
Was it?
Surrey area.
I thought Kai was from the Midlands or something.
Yeah, he's moved. I think he's moved south.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Moved south now. Come down south. So yeah, it'll be really, really interesting to sort of get their side of things and how it all works. Okay. So it'll be interesting. Definitely interesting to see how it all works. I say we've got some people coming into the chat now. Jane wants me to take the dolls. Big Chris, he's coming in tomorrow. He says, leave the cabins alone. Craig has joined us over on YouTube. He says, don't sit on them new headphones. These are not new. I'm not buying any new headphones just yet, because I've still got the ump from last week from breaking my other ones. You watch, all the plants will die in the garden centre with all them dolls floating about. You know what, Paul? I could not agree with you more. Okay, I could not agree with you more. So, you know me. Just go with it. Just go with it. Okay. So we're just. Sorry, I've lost my chain of thought. I've just lost my chain of thought because I'm trying to do
multitask.
Yeah, multitask, and I'm pretty crap at it at the moment. I'm trying to send emails. I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to look at that.
The fault of the dolls. It's the fault of the dolls.
That's how it's the curse of the dolls. It's the curse of the dolls.
I think Gwen's around here somewhere.
Well, that bloody surprise me whatsoever. That really doesn't surprise me whatsoever. If she is anywhere near, she's going to be cursing something along the line. Just while we're on the chat, because we've still got 15 minutes before our guests come on. What is your take on the guys in the chat and listening to Pulse Talk? For anybody who wants to join us, you can listen to us over on Pulse Talk Radio, and you can come and watch the live stream. We stream to YouTube as well as Facebook. So that is something different. So if you want to come and interact with us, then please do. Absolutely come in and say hello. Because I want to sort of get your thoughts. Do you believe that potentially dolls are haunted? You know, I don't necessarily feel that they are haunted with a trapped energy. I'm not along the lines of something stays there permanently, but I just feel that there is an energy that is attracted to that object. And when I say object, I put that as a doll. I put that as anything that they are classing as a haunted object. I think it's all the same. I don't generally feel that anything is taking over that. I just feel that that energy is associated with that object and likes it.
So you would quite happily touch the Annabelle, don't you?
Oh, without a care in the world.
See, I would. I definitely would.
That would, but my point being is we've had Tony on, who looks after the Annabelle, Tony Spira, and he carries it. He touches it. They've all touched it. So, for me, I don't think I can get attacked by it. I do feel that I don't think keeping it in a glass case will stop the energy coming out. I feel the energy just comes, it is associated. Let's see if it, for all time, for the chat and everything like that.
Ask in the chat, who would touch the Annabelle doll?
Hang on, what do you mean one of our dolls isn't right? Yeah, but Jim, Simon said it. Holly,
right.
Ollie the Best has joined us. Welcome. Hi,
Hello.
Ollie.
Jim, one of the dolls is more mischievous than the other one. That's all.
I think one of them is cursed.
No, it's not cursed.
I totally agree, Chris. I totally agree. Chris has said, Simon, grow some.
I'll tell you what, Chris, I'll bet you wouldn't touch it if we were in that situation.
Easy. Absolutely easy. Don't think I could touch the Annabelle doll either, but I feel that's more because of the film. Exactly. The stigmata that is attached to it makes it more scary. Once again, Natalie, you couldn't have put Hollywood has changed perspective of haunted objects.
No, because I'm going to take that one step back and say to you, voodoo dolls, because voodoo dolls stick a pin in it.
Yeah, but that's totally different.
No, it's not, is it? Because you're still attaching an energy to a doll to hurt somebody.
No. But with the Annabelle doll and with these dolls that we have,
Yeah,
there's no intention to harm.
some of them there are.
But there wasn't. With a voodoo doll, that is made by someone to harm somebody. The Annabelle doll was made mass produced by millions and put in a shop shelf, then took out. But
I agree with Stephanie. I'm agreeing with Stephanie. Stephanie's comment I'm agreeing with.
Hold on, I can't get there first. I would touch the Annabelle doll over Jim. If that one keeps starting fires.
I could touch any doll, okay.
No. The comment has just come up.
Is it the one that keeps starting fires? Where are they starting fires, Jim? Didn't know they were.
Ollie the Best is younger than you and he's got more balls than you because he would touch any doll in the world. I hate these dolls, but I have no issue touching them personally. No, I think I generally believe, I'm a strong believer in intention. So if I'm touching that doll with no intention, then it's not going to harm me at all.
But you thought me bringing a doll into a shop affected the shop?
Massively.
So massively. What's attached to the doll then?
But have I ever touched Gwen?
No, but what's attached to that doll? If something can't attach to her?
No. I'm not saying something is attached to. I'm not saying it can. But I believe that energy can just get up and walk away to somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Get you.
I'm not saying. I don't feel that someone has gone right. This is Gwen, and I'm going to attach a negative energy to it. I just think that the energy is naturally negative, and will cause not harm. I don't think too many things can cause harm, but I just think that
mischievous. I think that's.
I don't think Gwen is mischievous. There's no way. That morning in the shop was dead. You take her home and it goes mad.
She knows you.
I'm on the fence. If a spirit can attach to a person, why can't it attach to an object and give off? It can, but is what for me. I say my opinion on this one. I don't generally feel that I don't generally feel a doll is a living, breathing thing. I don't believe that doll is made up of chakras. I don't believe that doll has an aura. It is generated by an aura. It has gone into that on its own free will. I don't believe someone can attack. You could probably invite it. Say this is the doll's head, okay? That's the doll's head. It's a glass thing, yeah? So I want to attach a spirit to it. For when I do for my cleansing, I attach a spirit to it for no more than roughly about 60 minutes because that's all I've got. And then that energy can disappear to wherever it wants to go if it wants to go back unless it's dealt with. But I do believe
come back after you sent me on its way.
Yes and no. Yes and no. But I do believe that when I clear something, it's cleared. Okay. And that's a little bit different to, say, if I invited an energy to this glass jar now. Yeah. So if there's anyone around this room now wants to come and attach theirself to this glass or join their energy to this glass, they're more than welcome to. So for all intents and demonstration, that energy has now come into the glass, but that energy is not trapped there. It can go tomorrow. And this glass can be very active 1 minute and then very dead the next minute.
Okay.
Because I do feel the energy can just go as and when it wants. Voodoo dolls, I do generally believe they're a tiny bit different because they are made to hurt.
Yeah.
Because someone is sitting there twisting the twine, twisting, you know, we watch films and they're made up with the long hair. They're putting the actual person's hair on it. They're doing this. They're doing that. So for that to happen, it's, you know, there's intention there to hurt. But
Yeah.
with the Annabelle doll, I just generally feel that the energy's come in the house, got into the doll, and then it can go because why does it affect sometimes and affects not? Because it's not there sometimes and it is the other times. But I just generally.
Okay, I'll put it another way. Do you think it's an evil energy that comes back to that doll?
Do I think it is? Yes, I do.
Negative energy.
I do think it's. But when you say negative, are you putting it as my negative or your negative?
My negative.
Yes. Yes. Definitely. I only see chalk and cheese.
Yeah.
It's, you know, anything that's negative to me is not this of this earth plane. Do I think it goes down that route of the demonic? No, I don't. But is what I can sense of what I would say is that
I knew you were going to get that question.
That I'll come there in a minute. I'll touch on it in a minute. And the energy potentially that is coming into certain dolls or objects, not just, you know, the Annabelle doll, could be interested in the dark stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do believe there is runners and sort of things like that. So, Chris, just quickly, very briefly, I'm chalk or cheese. Okay? I don't oversimplify. I'm very simple when it comes to the two energies that I think haunt. I'm not very big on working with elementals and these imps and this every other fairies and everything. To me, there is just a positive energy and negative energy. Now, just bear with me. Everything in this positive bracket, okay? When I say a positive energy, I don't mean it as I say it, but everything that has touched this earth plane. So that could be a murderer, a rapist, anything that has touched this earth plane, okay, is in the positive bracket because it has touched this earth plane. Anything in the negative bracket, I go along the demonic side, and then I'm very I go along the biblical side of it, and I do feel like it is some form of energy that is trying to get to the earth plane somehow. That's you know, I'm very simple when it comes to that. When people come into me and say they're about elementals, and we're putting, I think the field has just gone stir crazy sometimes with too much. And I, for the moment in time, yes, I believe in angels, but I just believe that they are still people that have touched this earth plane, but have given a higher power. You know, when, you know, a lot of people believe their guardian angels are their loved ones touched this earth plane. All my guides have touched this earth plane. And I'm not talking about extraterrestrials here, okay? They are something totally different, but they're still living.
Yeah.
If they breathe or what, however we sense a sensibility, that's how I see it. So, and I don't know if.
So, that's answered your question, Chris. So, when we had them dolls, remember we did a live in lockdown? You put them dolls locked off. Yeah, your two dolls that you're going to take tomorrow. Yeah.
Yep.
You locked them off.
I've got to remember them.
You put a camera on them. Yeah. And
yes.
all hell broke loose, didn't it?
Oh, in this room, yeah, definitely all hell broke
loose. So
loose.
obviously there's something not, I don't say attached to them, and yet I don't say attached to them, but something come back to them that night.
Yes, 100%, 110%.
The lights, it bangs. It was, well, we could see the lights going on and off, couldn't we?
Yeah, yeah. I think you'd probably still be able to see that live somewhere because we don't delete. I don't delete any of our when sorry about everything going beep beep, guys. We're just trying to get our guests set up. So I can see they've come into the chat. So that's good. We'll just wait for their camera to come live, and once their camera comes live, we'll go. But yeah, that night it is on there somewhere. If you go back looking through our videos, it will be on YouTube. You will see what I call all hell break loose on one night, because I don't think I've ever had the so-called, what would I say, the phenomena that was happening, especially with the lights. I've never sort of witnessed that firsthand in my own property. I've witnessed things, but once you've seen it once, your mind becomes, what is the word for it? Trained for the next time.
Yeah.
Even though I've witnessed, lights turning on and off in haunted properties and things like that, in your own home, it's a lot different. Can a doll or object have more than one spirit? I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say so myself. Definitely. I don't see why there should be just one number to it.
No.
I can't see that myself. How people, it's how it is. It is how it is. Sorry, guys. I am just trying to do an email there.
The dolls move. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we have seen dolls move. There's a very famous video of ones somewhere. If you go through YouTube, you can see it. That it isn't Annabelle. It is a totally different.
Yeah. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Can you have a positive and negative in one doll?
Good question. That one's a bit more in depth, Chris.
How do you see it?
How do I see it? I
Yeah.
think you can have I think you can have a negative that you can turn into a positive. Like spirit, I think you can start off with a negative spirit, and you can work with that negative spirit, and at the end of it, although it still may be angry, it's got more of a positive outlook than it did have when you started.
I don't know. I'm not gonna draw myself on that.
So in answer to that, if we can have more than one spirit attaching to things, then yes, I think you can have a positive and a negative. Yeah, and it's good and evil, good and bad. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking at the broad, and yes, I can see what you're saying. I can definitely see what you're saying. Let's put it in a time scale at 8:10 p.m. It can have a positive energy. Once that energy's done its time, then a negative one can come in.
Yeah. So it could change, but generally, I think you would know.
Yeah.
If you're spiritually connected, you're going to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I personally like dolls, Ollie? No, I don't. Don't like them. That's not just the fact of because they hold energy, Ollie. It's just I do not like porcelain dolls in general. They've always had a persona of just they look at you when you're not even looking. The dolls, the doll broadcast was on the 9th of May 2020. It is still there to watch.
Oh, brilliant.
So that is 9th of May 2020. And what is... I don't know.
What's Robert the Dog?
I don't know.
Steph, who's Robert the Dog? We'll have a look, yeah.
I don't know what Robert the Doe is.
I think I've heard of it, but I don't know why.
I haven't heard of Robert the Doe.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. It's just
I've got to give a shout out. Mandy, welcome along to the Paranormal EGH Paranormal Talk Show. If it's the first time listening, don't do a runner. All right, don't do a runner. Don't be scared. All right. Famous haunted doll, Robert. Haunted doll in the US, very bad energy. Dressed like a sailor, and it's very big. I don't know. I'm probably gonna see it. Probably going to see it. If I've been sent Robert the Doll on my phone, someone's probably sent it to me. Let's just have a quick look.
Quite big, isn't it? It's an allegedly haunted doll.
That doll it looks evil. I'd be more worried about the thing sitting on its lap. than the actual.
It looks like an alpaca.
It doesn't, but it looks like some sort of animal with a massive head and no body. But let's have a look. The history of Robert the Doll. When was it?
Key West, Florida.
It goes back. It was Otto's grandfather on a trip to Germany in 1904. So that goes back a long, long way, doesn't it?
Exactly.
So that's 1904. Now, what date does the Annabelle doll come back to? That's old. That is really Annabelle doll. What date is that? What date is the Annabelle doll? The original. So that's 1970.
Yeah, so this one's older.
So that, to me, that would hold more energy.
Yeah. Started when Robert Otto was 4 years old, isn't it? The young girl believed to be Bohemian Saint gave him the life-size doll. So that to me makes more of a story than
Yes.
My thoughts on that would be because I think it's come for all those years, isn't it?
Yeah. Evening, Damien. Thank you. Going to pop down to the new shop soon.
Brilliant.
It'd be nice to see you. Ollie the Best has heard about it. No problem, Craig. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight as well. We are just waiting for our guests to join us soon. They are just having a bit of technical issues, but we will be waiting. We're just going to carry on our talk. This is obviously come from Carl. I would give the Annabelle doll a hug just to see what I can pick up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
would you wouldn't be allowed, would you? Though?
No, because I think he's very protective of it.
I think he is. He was a really nice button for you to mention.
Oh, he was absolutely gem of a person, and obviously, for all of you that don't know, that obviously Tony Sapira is the grandson of no, it's not. It's the son-in-law.
Yeah,
son-in-law of Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yes.
So we can see our guests. I can see our guests, which is a good thing. So we're going to introduce them very, very shortly. And we'll get them on. They're coming from the Paranormal Road trip. So they're going to fill us in for all the details. For everybody that is on Pulse Talk Radio, please stay tuned. But we are going to be playing a few advertisements. And to be fair, I have got a new song for you tonight. And it's a bit different, okay? This is it's called a DJ meditation. It's dance music and it's focusing on healing. And it uses the frequencies up until 432 hertz. Okay, so it's one of Carl has sent this music over. I don't know the lady's name. I do apologise for that, but I think her name is Neo Starseed. So you can get all of that on YouTube. So it's very, very good. So we're going to have this being played tonight for us, and hopefully don't go into any meditation. Just have a listen to it for everybody on Pulse Talk, because it is really good. So everybody on Pulse Talk Radio, please stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute after the break. Excuse me? Can you stop that? It's you. Excuse me, you. Listening to Pulse Talk Radio. Let's get our wonderful guests on. Add them to the stream. Good evening, guys.
Hiya.
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Not too bad.
We are live on Facebook, but we're not live on Pulse Talk at the moment. So welcome to the show. I say we've been talking about haunted objects for the last 20 minutes, and that has got everybody's sort of backs up. So welcome. So we're going to go into the deep end, which is what will get you on, and we'll start in a minute. We're just going to play a quick song out on Pulse Talk, and for all our lovely listeners, we'll introduce you one by one, and then you can tell us your story for the whole world to hear. Because I've watched the beginning of I've only watched episode 1 of how it all started for you. And you've had
the
sort
introduction, yeah? The introduction.
Yeah, the introduction one. Yeah. I've managed to catch that one because I've been so busy at work today. I never managed to get the second one, but I will get that one fixed in at some point. But what I got from there, it was quite an interesting start for you into Jodie, into the paranormal.
Well, it wasn't a start, that's for sure. I've lived in the house for 15 years. It was just the point where I went, I can't be happy now.
Enough. The Spirit do play some funny games with us when it comes like that as well, to get your attention.
Yes, yeah.
To get your attention. But we'll touch on that for all the lovely listeners, because I think it's a great opening anyway. Have we all had a good day today?
Yeah.
That's the main.
I have.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah.
We're a bit like, we've not done this before, so we're all a bit like, we don't know.
Don't worry about it. Yeah.
Not wait, no, I'm just joking.
No, you'll be fine. All our lovely, lovely listeners and watchers, say hello to everybody in the chat that is watching on Facebook and YouTube, to our lovely paranormal road trippers, if I can call you road trippers.
Yeah.
I know.
You're looking at yourself the wrong ways.
Yeah.
You get used to it after a while. When I do my readings online, I always point to the wrong card that I'm talking about because it looks totally different in the wrong hand. I suppose it's like being a weatherman, isn't it, on telly, because they have to point to the reverse.
Do they?
That's how I look upon it.
Yeah,
It's all back to front. So we've got about 1 minute 19 before we go back on Pulse Talk Radio, guys. So once that is happening, we'll be live.
No worries.
So what was your intro that you did? Was that you mentioned just about haunting?
About the sleep paralysis,
Okay.
and that was just like.
So just for your benefit, guys, this is Simon. He's my co-host. All right. And I'm assuming, obviously, Kia, I know who you are. Jodie, you must be the one in the middle.
Yep.
And
I'm
is it
Maria.
And Maria? Welcome, Maria. I can only see half of
Our
your
resident
face,
medium.
Okay.
That's it. That's better. I can see you now. I can see that beautiful smile, Maria.
Yeah,
I could see it.
We're just going to get cozy. All right.
much better.
But you're sitting all the way back there.
No,
then.
I'm fine.
I'll sit in the middle.
Right, guys, we've got about 20 seconds, about 15 seconds before we come back on air. So if I just hold you to sort of hold tight for a second. I'm going to play an advert and then we'll be back live.
What are you going to say? I'm going to say,
You're gonna start. We're
hi,
gonna go
I'm
this way.
Kie.
He said shush, didn't he? Professional.
Hello there, guys, and welcome back live on Pulse Talk Radio and broadcasting around the world. Welcome to the EGH Paranormal Talk Show. And after a few little bit of technical hiccups, we have got the Paranormal Road Trippers in the house. We should be joined by the lovely Kie, Jodie, and
Kie.
I just
Yeah, you can't.
Kie. It's so easy to pronounce as well, isn't it? It's not even hard, and I can still bleep it up. Do you know what I mean? I can still do it. So let's do it. Start again. Let's cut it out, and go. It's not live. Don't think it's live. Welcome to our lovely road trippers. We've got the lovely Kie, Jodie, and Maria.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to the show, guys. Now, let's crack straight on with it. We've been talking about haunted dolls for the last half hour, and I think it's give everybody the EBGBs in the chat and haunted objects. So we're gonna move away from that slightly, and if you just give us a bit of a background, guys, you know how this all started, where it all started from you, what's caused this paranormal road trip to come about.
Well, to be fair, me and Jodie met just under a year ago, didn't we? And we was talking, and she told me that she had problems in her house, spiritual
the
problems.
house is
Well, yeah, the
haunted.
house is haunted.
The house is haunted.
And I've always been on the fence with it, if you get what I mean. Even though I've had a couple of experiences myself, but I've always been on the fence. And since, being with Jodie, it's really opened my eyes, to be fair. And it's been chaos, isn't it? Really.
Yes, that can be chaos.
And what started you then looking into it further?
Yeah, that's what I mean. You look for more, don't you? You look for more.
Yeah.
Confirmation, I
Yeah.
think, for you, because I'm a firm believer. I've lived in my house for 15 years, but it doesn't matter what house I live in. There's always been paranormal activity around me. I think I'm sensitive to it. But I've been in this place a very long time, and a lot of very weird and wonderful things have happened, and some very quite scary things. I think the most dramatic thing was waking up being pulled out of my bed by my leg at one point. That was about 6 years ago.
That must have been terrifying.
But the recent things that I saw, a Facebook ad, it says, comes up with a great British folklore and ghost hunting map.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I was like, I want it, I'm buying it.
And then Paranormal Road Trip
And then
was
we
born.
thought, we're just going to go and, start a little road trip, because why not, really? And then what really kickstarted, we wasn't going to launch, but the sleep paralysis episode,
Yeah, it was the final nail in the coffin.
kickstarted it, and we got recording then. And
Are you planning to record every part of your journey?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think it's a great idea. I think it's and this map that you have, are you using this map? Is this going to be some of your stops over in this map? Is this, we're going to stick to this map, or is there going to be offsets of this map as well? I can see Maria shaking her head there as if she wants to offset somewhere.
The first episode aired last night, so episode 1 is out now on YouTube.
Yeah,
brilliant. So,
but I also run a different channel, so where I tell folklore tales.
So it ties into everything.
We're going to tie in with that, and also investigate those locations for the folklore tales, which it's a folklore map as well, so you might as well hit it from all angles.
Well, to be fair, most of the haunted history in the UK comes from folklore.
Yeah.
I think it plays a massive part within sort of the famous tales up and down the country that gets, everything sort of ticking for us, from the Pendle Witches, down to, all them sort of things that gives us the bug to carry on. We was all, when I started into this, witchcraft, obviously being in Essex, we're quite graced to have, Matthew Hopkins in the area and local to around there. So witches and the Pendle Hill story, and the more you go up north, there's more and more detailed stories and folklores all the way around. We go down to Cornwall when you've got the Jamaican Inn, all
been
places
there.
like. Yes, brilliant. I haven't never been there, but I
Have
think
you?
Simon, have you been there?
Yeah, we've done Bodmin Jow as well.
Not yet.
No. I went there when I was a child. No, I've been there. I just got excited because I was like, oh, I've been there.
So
Go to Bodmin Jow as well.
Bodmin Jow. Yeah, but that's all been changed now into a lovely hotel, I think.
No. Still doing it.
Yeah, but have you seen the hotel? I would stay in that hotel all day long.
Exactly.
It looks amazing. It looks like Russell's cup of tea. I normally get the cell in a prison to stay.
Yeah.
But what they've done to the cells in that prison, I could quite happily stay in that cell, to be fair, and have my breakfast.
Cells.
I'll tell you what, Russ, we'll hold you to that. Next time we do it, if we do a prison, we'll hold you to it.
To be fair, when we did Shrewsbury prison, I stayed in a cell all night on my own and stayed asleep.
Ooh,
Happy days.
So I would tell you, I would sleep absolutely anywhere.
Everybody can sleep anywhere.
Have you done Shepton Mallet?
Yes, yeah.
We'll do it again this year.
Yeah, we're down there in
We'll have to
November.
find it, but I mean, I know you used a map, but experience.
Shepton Mallet was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For us, it was probably, for me, so me and Simon have worked in the paranormal field for over 25 years now. We've run Essex Ghost Hunters for about 15. We've been doing the trips and the events, and Shepton Mallet was an eye opener for me.
Yeah.
Because we got everybody. The Shepton Mallet tag is obviously that's where the Craigs were housed for a period of time before they were sent to their other places. So everyone that really goes to Shepton Mallet wants to know where the Craigs stayed, and it is in Block C, I believe, was their block. Now, when we had all our guests at the end of the night, they all wanted to go back to Block, so we just said, you know what, all teams together and let's go. Well, we had carnage beyond carnage in that last session. I had team members being dragged out because they were getting sort of overtaken. I had Simon screaming at everybody because he was like a prison warden of someone. I had guests crying because they were seeing people being hung. We had foam balls being thrown over the top.
Yeah.
We had people wanting to fight. It was as if spirit just portrayed a riot. It was carnage.
Wow.
We had to just get everybody out, and it's the first time I've ever had to close anything down outside, because we did the closing downs for everyone to have a bit of fresh air out in the courtyard, because it was jaw dropping.
That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
And it wasn't the fact I was scared of what was the spirit. It was the scared. I'm thinking people are going to go into full-flighted ruck here if I'm not careful.
Yeah.
Me and Kim, my other team leader, we were picking up guests by their arms and dragging them through the door to get them out of the atmosphere.
Oh no!
Wow.
That's
Best atmosphere I've ever experienced. It was brilliant.
well, it's on the list then.
Can you watch it? Did you record that or anything like? Is there any
No.
recordings of it online or no? That's a shame.
Because
That would have been so.
don't know if Paul did do anything with that, but we have got Shrewsbury Prison coming. Our channel. Say it's not about our channel; it's about your channel. But ours drops on Sunday night of our first episode of Shrewsbury Prison, because we've done both. We've done Shrewsbury and Shepton. Would I go back to Shrewsbury again over Shepton? No. hope Shrewsbury isn't listening because they won't have me back.
Yeah, they control them both, don't they?
Yeah, but Shepton is absolutely brilliant. It's classy.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I was going to go a few months ago, and then something else came up, so I couldn't. So I'd heard so much about it. So there we go. Yeah. So
we're giving them.
Yeah.
We're giving them.
With Shepton, the good thing about it, they've kept the Victorian side of the
Yes.
hospital.
Oh, you
Yeah.
love it then, Joe?
I love that. Yes, I will.
You know, they've kept sort of with Shrewsbury. It felt very modern at some points.
Yeah, it did.
But with Shepton, your main bit was pretty modern, where obviously your base room is where you sort of obviously go in there to sit and meet your, if you was actually held there, that sort of base room, the canteen sort of area. But when you actually go into the prison itself, it gives you the EBGBs. It gives you the absolute shivers down your spine.
Well, that appealed to me because I've got a background in nursing as well, so all that type of thing would appeal. So yeah, that would be good. So I should explain really how I got involved. Should I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm a medium healer, and I've obviously been working with mediumship and spirit for many years. And I first got involved because a lady, one of my clients at the time, was having problems or issues in the house with strange goings on. So I went along to just check it out. So I started working by sensing spirit. We didn't actually have the machines then, which we've got now, which is absolutely amazing, makes it so much easier. But I worked, I ended up working to actually clear, because obviously I connected with the energies that are there. And then I worked to clear the energies from, I mean, obviously I'm not going to go and do it in prisons and places like that because, but in people's houses, it's totally different and it can be very disturbing for them, their children and any relatives. And some people have actually moved. We probably know that because of the energies in the house. So I actually work to clear the energies, but there's several different ways I do it because it depends on what is bringing the energies in as well. So I have to look into that and of course debunk any sort of like fairy stories, make sure the person is, sometimes you do get people who are mentally ill, so you have to check everything. It's not just a case of going in. And then I work, as I did in the house with Kie and Jodie, and I check for ley lines. Oh, I've done it now.
Phew, I'm let off the hook.
Well, you said
This is
Kie.
not
No,
Keith.
I didn't. At least I didn't say Kia.
That's it, yeah.
I said Kie.
Paul was calling him Keith the other day.
Yeah,
Bless
he was,
him. Yeah,
wasn't he?
Keith.
But at least he answers. So
That's true. You did answer.
If there's any spirits here, can you touch Keith?
yeah. So I work. So I work because if there's ley lines, I always check for ley lines. As you know, there's negative and positive in everything, but the negative ley lines. Sometimes there's a lot of activity on those ley lines, and you're probably aware of this. And sometimes there's where there's a negative ley line, there's pockets of illness as well. So, and it is because of that negative energy. So I work to find out if there is a ley line, I check that. Then I have to find out which direction it's actually coming from. And then there is a way of actually tapping those lines off. So it diverts the energy. Don't know where it goes.
Next door.
Next door. I shouldn't say that, should I? No, it's always done with a blessing and everything else. So it is diverted where it should do no harm. And that is the empty. So, and this is how I got involved with Jodie and Kie.
Can I just ask you a question on that, Maria? Because I say I've heard of ley lines, but I've never heard of negative ley lines.
Oh, right. Well, it's like everything. You've got balance, haven't you? You've got positive, negative, and we've got ley lines. Well, they're just lines of energy, obviously that run through the atmosphere, through the earth, that are there. And again, I say it's you've got to have the balance of positive and negative, but not all. But having said that, depending, there's other factors involved as well. This is going to, I don't want to go too in depth on this or too technical, but there are other factors involved which will make that a ley line particularly more negative. It depends on what's been going on around and buildings and that type of thing as well, and any disturbances within that ley line. So and that's what you want to do is when you're checking with dowsing and stuff, you find out, because you can ask whether it's positive or negative. So it's quite simply that it is the balance of everything, positive and negative. You can't have one without the other.
Yeah, no, I totally 100% agree. I 100% agree on that. But you know, when you sort of, it's never clicked into my head that a ley line could be negative or positive. I just thought it was just a natural form of sort of source of energy that runs, you know, through Mother Nature and things like that. So that would actually sort of really fits well within how I see the balance of things within, obviously, you know, where there's good, there's bad, where there's light, there's dark. So there has to be positive and negative ley lines. It just didn't click in my head.
Well, it's like in feng shui with the Asians, before they build anywhere, you may have heard that they tend to check the energy first, and it's the ley lines that they're checking for. So if it's a negative ley line, they won't build a property or a house on that. Most of the cathedrals that we have are built on positive ley lines, but then there came a time when people didn't actually check when they were putting buildings up, but this is as we've moved on, you know, in years. So all the old ways, as you know, tend to be lost. But some engineers still swear by their dowsing rather than by using machines. They will actually go out with their rods or their dowsers and check for different energies. And, you know, they trust those better than some of the machines that they have. So and of course, so I've been invited up and down the country, so I've been doing it for some years now, working with that and abroad as well. So so it's quite but it's fascinating. So and of course a friend of mine that comes because I teach the mediumship and do Reiki attunements and that type of thing. So another lady that had come to me for something else is a friend of Jodie's. So that's how then Jodie and Kie got in touch with me. Kie?
I've just
that now Maria is going to be our resident medium on the trip.
Amazing.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But I have been out on paranormal things, you know, Waverley Abbey and places like that as well, just to work and sense into, you know, obviously the energies that are there. Yeah.
We've just had a couple of questions come through for you, Maria. Are you okay to answer them?
Maybe.
I'm going to come back to Maria's one in a minute, but I'm going to just go with Chris first. How do you find a source of a ley line?
You have to dowse for it. Simply, you can use rods, a dowsing pendulum. Quite often, because I'm used to working with it, I know when I'm standing on one or working near one. But again, that's because
you did errors, didn't you? You knew straight away, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, they'll tell you, yes.
Yeah.
And would you use it, you know, cross the rods for a positive or throw them out for a negative, or one way for one or one way for another?
That's personal to whoever's using them. You ask, you know,
what is your negative? What is your positive?
Yes, you know, and if you state that you are looking for a particular thing, that you need to do that is say, well, I'm looking for a negative ley line. If I'm over negative, how will you react? So that is what you do. And the same if you're looking for a positive. But any question that you're asking, you know, it is. You know, it's down to the person. And I always check because sometimes, because, you know, sometimes we have spirit that work with us. I will always check each time before I use them when I'm going to a job, because it may be that they'll want to work in a particular way. And so it's not necessarily crossing is a yes every time. So it needs to be checked each time.
No, that's, I say I've always used my dowsing rods for just finding ley lines.
Yeah.
but I've never thought of checking negative and positive, which I've just written down in my book because that now must go into my other book to make sure that has to be now kept in, because it makes sense. It does make, for me, it makes perfect sense, because at the moment dowsing rods seem to be a big thing for us at the moment, Simon, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
And I think
I think people are going back to the older methods of communication.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, I think more and more in the paranormal field. When we're
Absolutely.
going back to using nits, bodies, pendulums, dowsing rods, and trusting ourselves rather than a piece of equipment that's telling us it's doing.
Absolutely. Well, because we are energy, and when we work with that sensitivity, but again, it's like anything, when you're born and then you go to school and you're sort of like reprogrammed really away from the energy side of self.
Exactly.
So but if people actually start practicing with it, it just becomes so natural. Well, it is natural.
There's a bit of a question here for you as well. Is at the beginning you said, when you go into people's houses, you check for their mental well-being.
Yes.
I know what you mean by it, definitely, and I think when we do house clearance and things like that, you have to take
cleanse.
I say for me, it's just getting, the intention is to clear that negative energy from that house. And I think is how I would put it. You have to look at what state the person is, if they're telling me not necessarily the truth, but where it's coming from within sometimes.
Oh, absolutely. They say it's debunking things, because sometimes, I mean, I've gone to houses and you realise, in actual fact, quite often you realise on the phone that the person may not be quite, let's say, they're not mentally well completely by some of the things they say, but you still need to go and check. I'll give you an example, and quite often, there was a gentleman that I went to, was a lady that I went to, obviously not going to mention any names or anything, but this gentleman called us. He was concerned about his wife, who thought she had aliens in the house. I was just telling you about that. And what she had done, there was piles of salt everywhere, and you could see that the fingers had done the paw marks, which was supposed to, or feet, for the claw marks from the aliens, and then talking to the woman, you just knew, that there was an imbalance. So you have to be very, very delicate in those situations as well. But fortunately, obviously, because of my nursing background and therapist and stuff, it's made it a lot easier to deal with that type of person. But also, you have to take into consideration the rest of the family and how they're affected. And there's just delicate ways of dealing with it, but it can be dealt with.
No, it is a tough one sometimes, and
yes, it is.
The good thing with your background within like the nursing side of things, you have that sort of that background to communicate along them lines as well, which I think is really a nice thing to have in coincide with what you do.
Yeah, yes, it is. Yeah, because again, it's working and addressing the spiritual aspect of the person as well comes into it sometimes when we're working with this, because as you know, energy attracts like. So if someone isn't too pleasant, they can actually attract those negative energies. Yeah. But that energy was already in your house because of the ley line. I'm not saying you're on there.
That is it. Right.
I've just booted out as resident.
Yeah.
There you go.
Just calls a domestic live on air just at the moment. Just a quick one, just because you mentioned aliens, there is this one. Some people say that ley lines are guides for alien beings. What's your take on that, Maria? Or guides? I put it to everybody.
Right. Well, that's a long conversation.
It's very intricate because it is. You can't, because at the end of the day, I mean, let's face it, we're all aliens.
Exactly.
So,
Simon, the biggest alien of them all, but you know.
Yeah. I use them ley lines to get home.
yeah.
You definitely can't read a.
That was a good one. That was great. I love that.
A lot of questions coming in for you, Maria, to be fair. Do you think that spirits can pester someone with mental illness?
Sorry, can they?
Do you think that some spirit can pester someone with mental illness?
Yes, they can. They can. Simply because obviously with a lot of things you hear, you know, a lot of this is difficult with mental illness. A lot of people hear voices and things anyway, but also there's no way of them knowing how to protect themselves from any spirit that will want, you know, that wants to come close. And as you know, all mediumship is mind mediumship. So the energy can take over the mind if the person allows it. It doesn't actually take over the physical body, but it does take over the mind and can act on that to bring about certain actions. And that's why the person, they think they, you know, have been... what's the word? Possessed. But it's not. It's the mind. But the body itself is normally, you know, fine. But again, you know, like most illnesses, everything's psychosomatic. So if there is an energy that wants to make the person harm themselves, then that can actually happen.
Can I add something there?
Yes.
Because I was just thinking when you was talking also, you know, it's like with it, like any illness, when your body is dealing with one illness, your defenses are lowered, your immune system will be suppressed, and therefore that leaves you open to any sort of...
vulnerable.
You are vulnerable,
Vulnerable,
that's the answer,
So,
that comes with, you know, even just general sickness, but also mental health, you know, because it all connects anyway. It's all connected in that way. So it would be like going to school and catching a sick bug if you were, you know, around.
Mental health at the moment is quite a big thing within the world.
Yeah.
You know, obviously with people coming out of lockdown and things like that.
Yeah.
A little bit off subject, but a lot of spiritual stuff and extraterrestrial stuff come into play last year for a lot of people because they're spending more time with themselves, stuck between the four walls. So, you know, I can understand.
And watching too many programs.
Exactly. So I can understand sort of the mental side of things, that we have to tread quite carefully with it within the paranormal, because, you know, it is a fine line, I think, sometimes between sort of, you know, sort of a possession, someone with a mental. If you know, you have to really sort of look at it. But
I think also,
sorry, Simon.
I think it's also doing this. What we do is being able to switch off at times.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I've seen people that can't switch off. They don't know how to turn the tap or do the light switch. And I think that is a lot of problems as well.
I suffered from it when I first started. I know that feeling. It was, you know, it's your mind just goes into somewhere that, you know, you get this. I don't like to call it a gift, but you have this ability to talk to, you know, spirit, and then you want more. You get more, and not being able to, you know, 24/7 drove me insane. You know, it got to me massively.
It's because you have to create. It's like anything, you have to create boundaries, because, you know, once you start to communicate with spirits, you know, and you're sort of like, no, this is my bedtime. That's it. We're finished, you know, sort of thing. Or I'm having my break. You know, go away. We did. There has to be boundaries. So when you and you know, and it does work.
Exactly. And you know, it is that light switch, or the whatever you choose to turn it on and off. You know, it's what you feel is best for you on that one.
Yeah.
I'm sort of moving on to Jodie's story. Sorry, Maria.
No, I'm just going to say, well, chat to these two. The cat, my familiar, wants to leave. Right, we're going. She wants to go out.
I'm just sort of going to move on to Jodie, because obviously at the beginning of the show, like when you come on to, you said you had a lot of trouble being. I've written it down. Your leg being pulled out of bed. You've been pulled out of bed and things like that.
Crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'd like to sort of elaborate on that and sort of, you said you've sort of known you're sort of sensitive to this for the last 15 years. You felt that, even though you live in a haunted house, that you may feel it follows you.
Yes.
So if we could just get a little bit of sort of that background and why you sort of called Maria in, and hopefully when we've got to that sort of, Maria will be back for us.
Yes. Okay. So I've lived in the current house that I live in now for 15 years. But I've always had like an awareness, like a knowing. So I'm very intuitive. Kie cannot get away with anything.
This is true.
Because I'll be like, I know before you've even done it. I know. I know what you're going to do. So I've always had that knowing inside me, and I've always known. Like I remember when I was a teenager, getting ready at home, and just. I mean, this sounds crazy. You think you're crazy, turning to the door and going, I know you're watching me, and then carry on singing and getting ready as a teenager. Do you know what I mean? I know you're there, and talking to, visibly nothing, but they're at a young age. And I can remember it from when I was very young. But, as Maria said, we do it to our own kids. There's no such thing as ghosts when they're having nightmares. Yeah? There's no such thing as monsters. There's nothing under your bed. There's no ghost behind the door. I've done it myself. So I've got children. You close up, I think, from that. But for me, it didn't matter, even though I was told that as a child, it didn't stop it, and every house I've lived in, I've had activity in. And I moved into this house, and it started from the minute I moved in. I would hear running across the floorboards, and my older children were very young. So it wasn't them because they were in, because I've got 5 children, all boys, and my eldest is nearly 17, and my second eldest is 15. So it's just those 2 at the time. And they were being cots. And so it wasn't them. And we were sleeping in that bedroom. And it was just like, what's going on? And I'd hear babies crying. And I'd run up the stairs and it would be my babies. And I'd be like, what's going on? And, smell and sounds. I hear conversation, muffled conversation. Christmas 2 years ago, I had a Mexican man in the kitchen for 2 weeks. And I'm just casually telling my friends, oh, yeah, I got this Mexican man in the kitchen, and at this point, I've just, sensitized to it. I'm just like, yeah, there's a Mexican man. And then I'm like, oh, he's gone. I hope he's all right. I think he might have gone to visit family over Christmas. I don't know, just dealing with it in my own way sort of thing. But I woke up. So activity spikes in my house at around certain times of the year. It's usually this time of the year. Then it will peak off, and then it will pick up again towards Halloween. That end of the year, and then it will.
The perfect month.
Yeah, I know. I've had some very bizarre things with that as well. But so I just randomly woke up one night, having the physical feeling of being pulled down the bed. But I'd always been very scared of the door, and for me, the sleep paralysis. My focal point of fear was always the door.
Is that the door in the bedroom now?
No, the one upstairs. And I've had out-of-body experiences and left my body and got to the door and didn't realise I was out of my body until I got to the door. But as soon as I got to the door, I went, no, there's always been something outside that door. And so, I just woke up with the sensation of being pulled out of the bed. And I woke up in a panic, and I started reciting the Lord's Prayer, and I didn't know the Lord's Prayer, and I sat chanting the Lord's Prayer for hours, and I didn't even know it. The next day, I had to Google it because I didn't know it, but I'd been chanting it all night, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm really losing it." Yeah, I'm going. Someone needs to call me, like, I don't know, Ghostbusters, or check me in. I just couldn't. So I went to see a medium anyway, and I've seen many, and they've all told me that I'm sensitive, and but I just thought, I'm paying you anyway. You don't have to tell me that, I'm paying you. I didn't believe it, sort of thing. But as time goes on, you start to think, Oh, you know, it's been a long 34 years, so maybe it could be true.
Yeah.
You know,
They,
maybe I'm not
they,
crazy, just maybe.
they
Tiny
come
bit.
after you in different ways.
Yeah.
They do come after you in different ways. It gets
Yeah.
to a point where they force you to believe sometimes.
This is it. And well, I do. I believe. I know that I can sense her. And I'm sensitive to spirit. Maria has said that I could possibly be a medium.
Not possibly.
Well, Maria has said that I am a medium.
She
and
already
I'm
is.
hopefully going to be working closely with Maria.
For anyone who knows they've got a Mexican man standing in their kitchen
He's already
and not
a
seeing it,
You're a medium.
yes,
I
you're
don't
classed
want
as a
to say,
medium.
like I said this to Maria, I don't want to say it and then not be it, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't be like, oh yeah, I'm a medium, and then no, you just need to stay at home and be quiet. Do you know what I mean? Like, I said to Maria, I want a one-on-one, and she was like, you don't need one. I was like, no, but I want one. Just want you to tell me flat out, you know. But yeah, so I've had many experiences. That was very scary. And I literally sat with the light on and zipped everybody up in gold bubbles for about 6 months at bedtime. And that's how I dealt with that after seeing a medium. And I went and sat in Psychic Circle because I was told again, you know, you need to learn how to. You said the switch.
Yeah.
I was told to shut the flap in my head, that I was too open.
Yeah.
That's the expression I was told, that I was too open and that, you know, I needed to. And I did that for a while. And then there was a little episode there, and then I didn't go back after that. And yeah, and then so I had the normal things, the feeling like you're being watched, and curry jars moving across the units and stuff by themselves, and drawers opening on their own, and knocking and banging. And then the sleep paralysis happened recently, which was the point for me where I went, no, you know, enough.
No, yeah.
Because I felt like my personal space had been invaded, and I didn't feel safe. And where's he gone? He's disappeared.
So
Where is he gone?
He's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Carry on. Carry on.
Yeah,
Carry
so
on.
I don't know if you want me to carry on talking about that.
Yeah, carry on.
Anyway, we've just
We're
proved
still
it.
alive.
Yeah, so basically I went to bed. Now I never, ever, ever sleep with my back to the door because of the fear of the door. And I fell asleep with my back to the door, and I woke up and I was in a state of paralysis. I don't think, I know it wasn't sleep paralysis, but it's the only thing you can liken it to because of the paralysis. So I'm laying on my side, Kie's there, and I'm like, I can't move, I can't speak, but I'm very, very, very aware that something is pushing into me. It was halfway in, and I was like, holy moly. Get out. Like, I freaked out. And there was a set of circumstances that led me to Maria that happened throughout that day. So I am fighting inside, screaming at this thing, get out, get out. And in that, I'm thinking, I need to clear my throat chakra. You know, I need to clear my throat chakra so I can scream. I need to shout, I need to scream. And I'm panicking, and I'm pushing, and I'm fighting. And then it goes, and I wake up. And I've never cried after sleep paralysis. I've always felt a sense of relief. And I have always been able to physically move and speak. I woke up, I managed to wake Kie up. I've got no idea how I did that. But I couldn't speak properly after for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
It was
I couldn't move.
very weird.
And
Very weird.
I woke, like when I was aware that the side that I felt was intruded on was extremely dry. So I was very aware the inside of my nasal passages were bone dry. The inside of my mouth on one side, where the intrusion was bone dry. I was crying, but couldn't cry tears, right?
Yeah.
Until I sat up and had a drink of water, and then there were tears. And I grabbed crystals and I burnt incense, and I was like, doing all this, and I sat on the bed and cried because I was terrified.
This is like 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. And then I was like, right, I'm going to stuff my face with chocolate. I'm not going back to sleep. Came back. I ate the chocolate and passed out. So And I wake up in the morning anyway, and then throughout that day, I was like, I'm not going to bed without sage in this house. I'm just not.
You did do it, didn't you?
I did, but I didn't have any sage left. So I was like, messaging my friend, have you got any sage? I haven't got any. And I'm not going to bed without it. Or else I'm not sleeping, I'll just drink coffee all night. And then my son came home from school and he said, Mum, this really weird thing happened to me last night. And I said, what's that? And he said, my duvet got tugged. And I was like, what do you mean it got tugged? And he's like, well, if it had been any closer to me, it would have pinched me. He said, I was laying facing the wall and something went like that down the side and pulled the duvet. And I was like, okay. He didn't know anything at that point. He didn't know my experience. And then my other son pipes up and goes, well, that's funny because all my pillows were everywhere this morning and my duvet, and he sleeps, static. He doesn't move.
That is.
Yeah, he's like rigid. And I was like, okay. And then that's a bit odd. And then I went and spoke to my friend and she was like, yeah, you can come get the sage stick. But all I've got is a chakra clearing stick. I was like, no way. No way. That's just, there's no such thing as coincidences. Exactly. And there was too many synchronicities in that for me to go, that was just a episode of sleep paralysis with all the contributing factors. For me, I was freaked out. I freaked out. And my lovely friend came round to make sure I was okay. And she was like, well, do you know this one woman? No. And she was like, would you like me to call her to see if she can help you with some protection? I was like, yes. Now, hey, and I do it, and and this is the lovely lady who you can't see on screen now, and she came the very next day, and which was incredible because we did a fantastic little investigation, and I always said I would never investigate my own house because I'd be terrified, and I've got to live there. And we did, and with another team that Maria is a part of, Host for Ghosts. So huge shout out for them. They work as a trio, and that they came and worked as a trio, and we had a fantastic investigation.
We did,
and we found
some
out
amazing stuff, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was mind blowing, and it's just it's doing its own little thing organically, and it's growing rapid. So you're on the right path when something's growing organically, rapidly on its own, without you having to force it. Everything's just falling into place nicely. And we had this planned, so we just thought, well, we'd just do it. Now's the time, and we did the video just off the cuff, and then picked a location, and off we went.
Yeah.
We'd had the map for a little while. It was something that I kept seeing that I was drawn to.
You may as well use it, haven't we?
And we just thought, well, my children are, getting old. I haven't got little babies anymore. I say old, they're not old. I mean, they're older. So I'm, I've got a bit more free time. So, but it was something that I'm drawn to, that I have always been in love with. Always been in love with that side of things, and yes, so it's I'm on the right path. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm. The spirit always comes and gets us on the right path eventually.
Yes.
Yes.
They don't let us get away with it. If they want us to be involved in the spiritual world, they'll do everything they can to get us involved in the spiritual world.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. And I take it this is where Maria was called in to do your house cleansing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maria, did you find anything that unsettled you at all, or did you just? It was just.
Because I'm obviously being used to working with the energy, but straight away I knew where the ley line was, the negative ley line. I was drawn to part of the room, which we didn't actually do that night, but we did link in with spirit. We had relatives.
It was amazing.
So we got names of your nan and your son, and other things that came in, and there was a particular gentleman that announced his name, and he said he wanted forgiveness. So there was Philip Brown. Yeah. So, but again, because we were just doing the investigation that evening and using the machines as well as sort of like the mediumship. So we got all that information, and then I went back yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, yesterday. To actually do the cleanse and to to work with the ley lines and divert. Yeah,
It was amazing to watch. To watch her work, I was like, "Can I film you?"
And
Because I've got no makeup, no nothing, as you do.
Jodie, have you felt a difference since Maria's come in?
Yeah, it's like a relief.
We had a really good night's sleep last night, didn't
Yeah, but and actually, when we did the investigation, we
had
a really good night's sleep after that.
Yeah.
I think what fear is we all have that fear of the unknown. Once you know,
Exactly,
you're not scared anymore. But when you've felt and had the experiences that I've had, I think that the gentleman that was there was getting desperate and he needed attention. He wanted to go and he couldn't, and he needed help. And I think it was him that was, pulling the duvets and waking me in the night and whatever it was. I think it was. I don't know if
we actually,
but I think it was
because we before I went, I asked you about the wardrobe.
You did, yes. I totally forgot that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before anything ever happened.
Yes.
Got funny things in the wardrobe.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to know what's in the wardrobe.
No, put the wardrobe, darling. No, she's there. Maria called and asked.
Yeah. I just said because I felt there was a lot of activity within this wardrobe, but there was a portal or something there to do with the energy. But even your son, you'll tell them about your son. As well. But
yes. Unfortunately, that the bedroom that wardrobe is in is my younger two's bedroom, and so once we've done had the investigation done, and we found out that there was actually a portal within the wardrobe. Within a few days later, because my two younger boys have been waking up crying every night, and so once we knew that, we thought, oh well, not surprised, that's probably why, because children are very susceptible to energy because they're not closed off yet, because they're very open. They're not open, but sponges, aren't they? Very much emotional sponges. And so I think it was about 3 or 4 days ago, my eldest son went into my youngest son, because my bedroom's downstairs now, so they're all upstairs, and he come down and said, "Mum, Ronnie's just woken up and he's crying," and he stood facing the wardrobe. He's got out of bed and he's standing, just staring at the wardrobe, and he wasn't aware of my other son, Ryan, when he came in, and when he made himself aware, he jumped. So he'd got out of bed. I've never ever caught him out of bed and stood by the wardrobe right bang where the portal was at, is where he was at, which was
just
really,
crazy.
And then day before yesterday, we started having really loud knocks.
Oh, when we was outside, do you remember that?
And the door shut between us.
Yeah.
And so rung Maria, I was like, the activity's picking up here.
I
think he'd got in pain. He was thinking maybe he was going to be forgotten. And so that lovely Maria came and fixed it next day. Done a wonderful job. It's been great. Yeah, so you did. And it was such a pleasure to watch it and learn from you as well. It was a real learning curve, It's not as easy as just that. There's a lot that goes into it.
Oh, absolutely.
This is true.
Yeah, more than you realise. So.
But it's a lovely story. It does. I know it's not necessarily like when I say a lovely story.
I'm sorry, yeah.
I mean it as in
story.
No, it is. I mean it in the most positive way I can, because it's how you've all come together, how Maria's come into your life, how this is. It's as you say, it's a purpose. It's done this for a purpose, and you can feel the energy of Maria through the screen. You can feel that. You can feel the warmthness of Maria and the help that she wants. Working for the NHS, it's her job in this world as well as helping spirit as well. It feels that warmth coming through the screen. It does really feel that. I do get that.
No.
Oh.
Blushing.
But there's one. I say we haven't really spoken to Kie.
No.
Yeah.
So, what's your take on all this? Because I did sort of catch a bit at the beginning, and that you're sort of at the beginning you was not a non-believer.
I've always been on the fence, if you get what I mean. I've had a couple of things happen to me, but you know what you like as a male, you're an alpha male, and you're just like, oh no, you don't want to believe it, do you know what I mean? It's one of them things like.
So what happened?
What?
When you said a couple of things happened.
Oh, what? Back in the day,
Yeah.
I saw my nan.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's like I've had a couple of things happen to me, like when my nan passed away a fair few years ago now. I was sitting in her house, like I'd just come back from the pub, as any man would, and I think I kind of like fell asleep on the settee, but I was like next to my nan's chair, and you know when you're like in and out of consciousness, she comes walking in.
Yeah.
So, and she sits down and she's like, "You all right, son?" She used to call me son. "You all right, son?" I'm like, yeah. Just come back from the pub, like. And she's like, you need to change your life. You need to do this. She's just talking like, you need to do this, that, the other. And I was like, okay, no worries. And I thought she was nagging me, like, because I'd had a drink, like. I was like, look, man, I'm going to bed. Do you want me to put the kettle on as I go to bed, like? And she's like, yeah. And as I walked out the door, she went, "I love you, Kie." I was like, "I love you too." So I went in, put the kettle on. And I was sitting there, and I was standing there with the kettle. And I was like, "She's dead." So I went straight back in, and I was like, "What the hell?" And she was there, like she wasn't there. And I was like, "What? Yeah. I was like, "Whoa, that was really crazy." That was.
And he still didn't believe.
Yeah,
He still
that's
didn't
what I mean.
believe.
That's what I mean.
What's that
It's
about?
just mental.
Sometimes people are born with skepticism in them.
Yeah.
Until you know, but I always say it's nice to have that part of you within a paranormal team, because as investigators, we can get every little thing becomes paranormal eventually. Until someone says to you, "Hang on a minute, come off it. It was it was the wind," and you go, "Okay." It brings you back down to a more conscious way of thinking.
Everything.
Absolutely.
You can get a bit excitable, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
You got to keep
Yeah,
a level
yeah,
head, or else
yeah,
you'd
yeah,
be.
you do.
But that's what I think.
Yeah.
Question.
It's like with some of the evidence that we caught, and I'm like, well, you know, that is that a bug? Like, how could a bug do that?
Yeah.
And you analyse it. That does look like a bug, but I'm not sure how it's made that shape.
I'll tell you one thing that water bug though.
No, what's
was
that?
that like smoke type of thing?
Oh.
That was not a bug, was
I
it?
don't think it was.
Anyway, go back to telling us
Yes.
about your
Experiences.
Well, my second experience was I'm from Dudley, like I am. So I'm from the West Midlands, and me and a couple of lads decided to do this. I'd just go in to see this place called what's it called now?
I don't know.
The Crooked House. That's it, the Crooked House. And we was like, oh, there's ghost stories there and whatnot. So we was like, yeah, we'll go there and we'll check it out. Nothing had happened. We were just sitting there. It got to about 1 o'clock in the morning, 1:30, something like that. And one of my other mates left. He's like, I've had enough. I'm going home. And there was only two of us left then. So me and my mate like started throwing bottle caps, and we were saying, if there's anybody else, throw them back. Like nothing happened for a couple of minutes, and then one did come back. I was like, well, all right, that's a bit weird. We checked everywhere. There's nobody else there apart from me and my mate. We chucked another bottle cap, and was like, if there's anybody here, throw it back. Come straight back. I was like, oh, okay. And so we stopped doing that. And I sat down, and me and this lad Dan was with me, like, and we was just talking. And I was like, "What do you think? Oh, what do you reckon?" He's like, "It is a bit weird, really weird." And in between us, I kid you not now, I swear on my kids' lives now, we heard a, and we run as fast as we could. It's the worst sound I've ever heard in my life. It was terrible. And I've never been back there since.
Oh, it's got to be on your road trip, surely. You got to revisit it.
Do you want to get to the crooked house?
Yeah, well, I said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You got.
You've
Survival that way, isn't it? But
face your fears. Face
Oh,
your
mate, it was
fears.
brutal, though. It was brutal. I've never heard nothing like that in my life. It was terrible. But there you go. We'll end up going back there.
yeah, I'm up for that.
Are you a believer now, or are you still on the fence?
I'm more towards believing now. Do you know what I mean? Especially with what I've seen with Maria as well. You know what I mean?
Is it a good thing? Are you pleased to see
Yeah,
it?
It is a good thing, 100%.
You sort of has it unnerved you? Because it almost seems to be, for me, sort of listening to your stories, you've had some real good evidence. Bottles being thrown at you, seeing your nan. It's almost you've kept it at arm's reach behind.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like with living with Jodie now, and with the stuff that's happened in this house as well, and it like our house, it's just.
Well, I told Kie that we'd met for a reason, and it was to bring him on that spiritual path.
Some things you can't explain, can you?
And he's.
But that's what I mean.
We haven't we?
Yeah. With the drawers opening on their own as well. That's just it's another level, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't deny it when you're in front of you.
That's what I mean. If you can sit in an house and then the drawers open on their own, and you're like, oh, how are you going to explain that away?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But you explained it.
See, to me, I just normally go evening, thank you.
Yeah.
They never do the things that you want them to do, like lock a door. If you're laying in bed and you think, oh, I've got to lock downstairs. They would never lock a door for me. They would always probably unlock it just to make me get up.
Yeah.
It's always the way.
Good, isn't it? Do the washing up.
I have got a question for you, Jodie, just because when I writ it down and when I do interviews, I get stuck in listening to people and then I have to ask after. But you said at one point when your experiences were happening, you woke up and you recited the Lord's Prayer.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a religious person, or does this
No.
you just something that you feel that has come to give you protection?
I have no idea what it came from. I am not a religious person per se. I know that there is a divine source or a higher power, a power greater than me. Mother Nature, be it what you will, God, as people like to call it. We will call it different things, but no, I'm not religious. So I'm more. I just do my own thing. I've got my own sort of beliefs. So no, I don't know the Lord's Prayer. If you ask me now to recite it, I couldn't tell you what it is. I don't know where it come from, but it must have been maybe my nan.
Say your nan.
Yeah, maybe my nan. It might have been her because she was.
She was
religious. Yeah. So she knew the Lord's Prayer. So maybe it was her that told it to me because she's close to me.
To settle you down.
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably to protect me. I didn't settle. That's for sure. I think that was for protection. Yeah. It was. It wasn't a very pleasant experience. And there was other experiences that happened after, but they're quite personal, so I won't.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but there's other experiences that I've had, but that was by far the one. Well, not by far. The other was quite scary, but they're all scary because you can't see the thing that's doing it. And I think the Lord's Prayer, whether you believe in God as people believe in God, as Maria said to us yesterday. The religious symbols or the symbols and the blessed water, you said, are very powerful.
Yes.
So the prayer is very powerful. I don't think that the God pop per se, whether you're Christian, Catholic, or otherwise, really matters. I think it's the words that are in it that hold the power. Whether you what your interpretation of God is or not, I don't think that matters.
No,
does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's my belief. How you put it is exactly how I believe it.
Yeah.
Yes, I use the Lord's Prayer, but do I believe in the God that is written in the Bible? I just know that there's something above
force.
me,
Yeah.
whatever that may be. I think we all, as we go through we go from Muslim, Buddhism, Jewish, Catholic, everything is a God. What it is, we don't know until we probably cross over to that side. But no, I think when Simon said protection, I do get that, because in a time of when I get into a panic, my default motion is the Lord's Prayer, and I don't necessarily know why, because I'm not a biblical person, but I think it's the intention of what you are saying makes you feel a little bit more stronger.
Yes.
In my belief.
Yeah.
So, Simon, you got any questions?
What areas are you looking at sort of down our way? Because we could always click up when you down here. We could always.
Where are you?
Yeah, where are you based?
Where are you?
We're only across the wall. We're not that far away from you. We're only in Essex.
I say Essex, yes.
Oh, that's
yes.
fine, yeah.
Far.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm
can
sure
head over.
we would. Yeah, we'd love that.
I'm sure we've got some legends places down here for sure.
Get together with other people to keep it fresh, and so that to keep it authentic, and to change it up a little bit, and so yeah, we should just pick. We should send you some pictures of the map.
Yeah, and
pick a location.
there you go,
and
then
we'll
we'll do
meet
it.
there.
We'll do it.
We'll give you two legends of Essex, what we're known for, the Essex people. Obviously, is Dick Turpin, Epping Forest,
wow.
famous Dick Turpin. And then obviously we've got the Witchfinder General up in Manningtree.
Of course.
All the
Wow.
witches and Ursula Kemp and all
Witches,
them.
Hey, I love that.
They're probably the biggest ones, Simon, in Essex. Dick Turpin, I suppose, is the biggest for people who know
I would
Dick
say
Turpin.
it's personally wrong with Matthew Hopkins. I think Hopkins is
very famous.
Yeah. I think probably Hopkins probably actually wins it.
Manningtree. We can take you up to Manningtree.
That'd be great. We'd love that.
But he's all around Essex, so Matthew Hopkins, he does get himself around. Where there's a witch, there's Matthew Hopkins.
Literally.
Okay.
But now this is time for you to sort of start plugging all your social media side of things, where people can find you, follow you, where can they find the video and all that. So get yourself ready for that bit, because if you're anything like me, I'm terrible at that side of things. I can't remember anything that I've logged into or logged off to. So, how do we go about finding you guys?
Right, so you can find us on Facebook, obviously. So that's Paranormal Road Trip. But I don't know if you want to. Can we access the chat? Because we might be able to put the links or names in the chat.
If you were
to, you can find us on Facebook at it is literally just Paranormal Road Trip. But I don't know if there'll be any others called Paranormal Road Trip. So it's that one.
Yeah, that's it. If you go to the post that we put up today, guys, on Essex Ghost Hunters, we used their logo for the broadcast tonight. So
that's the same logo for YouTube as well.
That's the same for YouTube as well, yeah. And then I do my own separate thing where I do makeup and tell folklore tales, just something I do for fun for myself. And so I'm going to give that a little shout out as well, because I'm called Makeup Mojo. So if you fancy some folklore tales and I do some funky looking makeup, then Makeup Mojo is the one to look for. So
you tell folklore while doing makeup?
Yes.
So can you make Simon look pretty?
Pardon?
Can you make Simon look pretty while telling the folklore?
Could you really improve this? For God's sake.
Already?
I think that would be a great folklore. I think that would be a great folklore. You'd have to use a lot of cement, though, to fill in the cracks.
Yeah. So I've got another page, obviously, for myself, which is, I don't know, it's Maria Rudenko Medium.
Okay.
And Maria is spelled Mariea. So that's a little bit different as well. So, and Rudenko is Rudenko. And you know how to spell medium.
Well, if Kie, if you send all your links over after the show, then we'll pop them up onto our page for you, for anybody that wants to sort of follow you and everything like that. Because I've watched your introduction video.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm gonna. To be fair, I'll probably watch the first episode tonight because after a show I can never sleep anyway because my brain's high up here. So it give me something purposefully to watch.
There's
But
some good stuff on there that we caught in there.
Do you know, for first time,
Yeah.
we caught some, and even I'm going, really? On a first investigation, you have me on. Yeah, which isn't, there is some good stuff, and there is some stuff that we haven't put out.
Yeah. There's still a lot of material.
Yeah,
On
which will
our
go
phones,
on the Facebook page. Like stills of the mist
yeah,
that Kie was talking about. I've took screenshots of that because I slowed it right down, and you can see some pretty creepy things in there. So there'll be extra little bits and pieces, but I was blown away by what we
The
caught.
thing is, as
Yeah,
well,
you
we,
did
did,
get-
we didn't see that mist, did we, when we was
No.
recording it?
It wasn't cold.
We said to you,
either.
didn't we, Maria? It was like, we didn't even see it when we was filming it.
You don't know.
Yeah.
and that's quite the amazing part of it when you look back and you think, well, why didn't I see that?
Yeah.
The
And-
thing is, though, you can't miss this either, can you?
No, you can't. It's like a brick in the face. It's literally like a brick in the face. We caught a Class A EVP as well,
Yeah.
which is just what?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's excellent. That.
Spent the whole editing day going, what?
Clear.
How? No, and we're very minimal on tech. We're just using our phones and a voice recorder,
Yeah.
and we've got a little rig with a light and a boom mic on it. And, just a little thing, very,
That's all
I
you
don't
need.
know.
Yeah.
That is all you need because we caught so much,
Mm.
and we did a bit of table tipping, which was, Maria had said to me the day before, "You've got the energy for table tipping." I saw her say, I was like, "What are you doing with that table?" They were like, "Table tipping." I was like, "Can I have a go?" They were like, "Yeah," and that was incredible. Like, just
Thing is, though, it was right next to a 900-year-old tree that people used to get hung by as well.
Yeah.
but it was a really great experience. We got some really great evidence, I think.
We did.
And not even blowing your own trumpet, sort of like you're even blown away yourself, like how did that happen?
Especially for a first start,
Yeah. We
That's
think we
brilliant.
started well.
Yeah.
So we'll be disappointed if we don't get stuff like that next time, won't we?
The standards are high.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you do watch it, because and let us know your feedback. Obviously, because we're like this. The first time we've done anything like this, it's we're very baby newbie, so we'll be, grateful for any sort of tips and tricks, and for investigations or any sort of constructive criticisms and stuff.
There's one tip I give every team that asks for a tip.
Yeah.
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try and be
Absolutely.
do not try and be anything you see on telly or try and follow anything else.
I couldn't do it even if I've tried.
No.
And don't give a flying monkeys. I nearly swore.
What I
I
would say,
won't.
honestly, yeah.
Whatever people say, just
No.
Carry on with what you're
Do
doing.
you, isn't it? You just do you.
just
Absolutely.
you're gonna get bad comments. You're gonna get negative comments. But you know what? If they've given you a bad comment, I just look at it as if it's jealousy more than anything. It's nothing bar jealousy.
You just let it go.
Yeah. Sometimes it's hard to do that, isn't it? Because we are human beings, Words are very important.
There you go, guys.
Words are very important because it's not called spelling for nothing,
You've already got the love coming through. Look, lovely Elizabeth Heidi
Words
Hansen.
are very important.
Paranormal Road Trip will do fantastic.
Yes, it will.
And
I've got a pretty good. My pendulum says so too, so I've been asking questions.
and Heidi comes all the way from Denmark,
Yes.
so she'll be watching all the way from Denmark.
Who's that?
Heidi Hansen, she watches.
Hi, Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
And she watches all the way from Denmark every week, and she's coming to join us on an event in July.
Wow! Maybe we can link up.
So it'd be lovely to see her. Fascinating chat. Thanks everybody. So you're getting a lot of love in the chat, guys. All right, a lot of people.
Lots of love back to you all.
All right.
Thank you.
But no. Yes, Maria. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say to you about the ley lines. If you watch the animals, They won't. Cats will actually go and lie on them, and they spend most of their time on them. But other animals, it's like when the old farmers or the travellers used to travel with animals, they relied on the animals. If they took them in the field and the animals wouldn't settle, they knew it was a negative energy, so they would then move on. So you just watch nature,
Wow.
and you get a lot of your answers there as well.
Mm.
That's fascinating because I think animals are really underrated within the paranormal world.
Oh, absolutely.
I think, they do tell a lot of stories, animals. I think they see a lot more than
Yeah,
They do
all very
sense,
sensitive.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
sensitive.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. It just came to
No,
mind.
no,
that
No.
that you would.
I
They
think
are
it's a,
really sensitive.
It just popped in as it does, So
Well,
there
any
you go.
animal, innit?
Yeah.
Our cats was sensitive, weren't they?
Yes.
Like you said, they was sitting on the
Yeah.
ley lines, weren't they?
Yeah.
Mental. It's crazy.
And Stan was just literally following
Yeah,
Maria
yeah.
around the house,
Yeah.
intently by her side.
Yeah.
He was just following her every step.
Stand
Yeah.
the cat.
The
Stan the
cat.
cat.
Yeah.
Stan was one of
Yeah,
many.
very sensitive.
my
Yeah.
old dog used to jump in my previous house before I moved. When he jumped, he sort of, when he come out of the shed, he never walked down the path. He always went onto the path, jumped off the path, walked down the grass, and come back on the path at the last possible point.
There you go.
Because he had to go through the gate to get out, but he would never walk down the path. He always walked off the grass. And I thought,
Interesting.
what a strange animal you are, just
Ah,
walking in a
maybe not.
straight line.
Oh,
But
that's it.
it probably
There you
would.
go, yeah.
Yeah, because a
Interesting.
lot of people walked down off that pathway. Strange. The more I look at it, the more I think, well, that's a bit odd.
Yeah, that's the inner pendulum working, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. But I've only just this minute clicked it. Sitting
Yeah.
here now, looking back,
Okay.
thinking,
Yeah.
well, if animals, it was weird. He never walked up that pathway up to my shed. Would never do it. He always walked on the grass until he had to get back onto the path. Strange. But guys, thank you ever so much for joining us tonight.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much for inviting
Yeah,
us.
yes,
thanks for having us.
And to everyone that's listening, thank you very much as well.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure. We
yeah.
were really, and I'll speak for myself. I was like, oh my God, what they're going to ask us? What are we going to do for 2 hours? Well, and it's been a blast.
Yeah,
I've been enjoying it. So thank
it's
you
been
for having
It's
us.
been great. Thank you so much.
But no, honestly, guys, it'd be an honour to meet up with you. If you're ever over Essex,
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Let's make it. Yeah,
Let's do it.
We'll do that.
We'll start a team chat or something on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah.
I'd do a shameless plug just to let you know we are going to ship to Mallet in November. So if you want to,
Right.
have a look on Essex Ghost Hunters, and all the dates are on there for you. All right, www.essexghosthunters. All the dates are on there for you. All right, so
We'll pop it
Yeah.
on.
it is a fantastic place. It really is.
Yeah.
It is.
But no, thank you ever so much, guys, for joining us tonight. Everybody at all our team at Essex Ghost Hunters have said wished you good luck for your paranormal road trip.
Yeah.
Just go out there and really
Thank
enjoy
you.
it.
Yeah.
We will.
Thank you. We will. And we look forward to working with you in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, and love to everyone. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks
Take
a
care,
lot.
everybody.
Take care, everybody. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Thank you ever so much, guys, for listening to that chat. It was lovely, wasn't that?
It was.
free
Yeah.
flowing.
Lovely team.
Yeah, lovely team. I think they'll do very well. They've got I think what I like is they've probably got a lovely name,
Yeah.
a lovely a really nice name that's going to get them out there. So that will help. That will definitely help. Paranormal Road Trip. It's got a little bit of mystery to it, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. It has.
So, no, I really wish them all the best. I've learned something about ley lines tonight, which I didn't think I would learn.
Yeah. I have, and it sort of makes sense when you look at things there. Actually, yeah.
I say, obviously, we know about ley lines, but I didn't even think about a negative ley line. I didn't. I really didn't. That's wrong of me. I know.
But it does make sense, doesn't it?
Makes perfect sense. I brag about balance, and that one's definitely, split me into two, that one, because I didn't actually think about that one. But no, I've had a thoroughly enjoyable night.
Yeah.
Thank you for everybody that has joined in the chat tonight. Thank you to all our guests over on Pulse Talk Radio who listen in around the world, from all parts of the world. I know that. Shameless plug now, guys. We are in the shop tomorrow. Me, Simon, and a few others will be down there. So if you want to pop in and see us, it's Cyrus Spiritual Connections at White Elm Garden Centre. That is in Big Aigner, and it is CM34LR. Okay, White Elm Road, CM34LR. So come in, see us, even if it's just for a chat. Even if it's just for a chat.
Meet the dolls. Meet the dolls.
I tell you what we'll do. Okay, this is what we'll do tomorrow. Okay, if you think you've got a haunted object, bring it in tomorrow to the shop.
Yeah. Brilliant.
It doesn't matter if it's a doll or anything. If you've listened to tonight's show and you think you've got a haunted object, bring it in. Bring it into the shop. Okay? CM3.
And then we say hello to Jim.
Yeah. We'll let
and
you
he'll be over
the energy. Yeah. But no, do that, guys. If you want to pop in and see us and you think you've got a haunted object, let's come and have a look at it. Let us have a feel of it. Try and prove us wrong. So, guys, it is the end of the show. Thank you to the lovely team at the Paranormal Road Trip. Kie, Jodie, and Maria. 3 lovely people there. Natalie, Foreman, do not forget them dolls tomorrow. Do not forget the dolls. I want to see these dolls. And it's
Key, by the way, not Kie. Key.
Did I just say Kie again?
You did. It's Key.
I've even got it written down in front of me. I'm even ringed it. It's been a long week. It's been a hell of a long week. Can you do a live look around from the shop, please? I will do that for you. No problem. I will do that for you. We keep all our videos up. We've never done one from the shop, so I'll do that for tomorrow. But if you want to pop in, please. I think you live a bit way up, Susan. We'll do a live look around the shop for you. You can have a look what it looks like. We've got loads of new stock coming this week. Box loads coming this week. So loads of new stock for you. I'll be taking photos and putting that on Facebook. But we've got everything from cards, crystals, incense,
hip flasks. Hip flasks.
What's it look like?
It's good. It's cool.
Is it good?
Yeah.
We've got a spirit ball hip flask.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent Father's Day present. Excellent.
Exactly, an excellent Father's Day present. What a great plug. Shameful, but absolutely fantastic. Guys, thank you ever so much for joining us tonight on the lovely world of Facebook, YouTube, and Pulse Talk Radio as well. We will be back next week. I don't know what we'll be talking about, but we will be back. So thank you for everybody who has listened over on Pulse Talk Radio. It is going to be an abrupt end because I haven't loaded up a song to play out. So I do apologise. Carl, do apologise. It's going to be a snap end. But everybody else over on Pulse Talk, thank you ever so much. Stay safe and keep safe. Thank you for everybody that has joined us on Facebook tonight as well. Take care, everybody, and we'll be back tomorrow at some point. We might even do a couple tomorrow. All right. So take care, guys.
Take care.
Stay safe.